to episode 198, which is a Girl Take the Lead soundbite, which is a shorter episode that may be a bit more about a topic we've covered or a quick inspiration. And our episode today is a little bit of both. And I'm your host, Yo Canny. Well, like a lot of the headlines we're hearing today and probably in the next few days, we've made it to the end. Congratulations to us. No matter how we voted in America today, we deserve a hug. And I was giving them out freely today in my exercise class. I'm telling you, there was so much fear and uncertainty on both sides of the aisle in my class. And I was amazed. So I just hugged everybody. I think we all need that. So perhaps all together today, we can take this collective sigh of relief. And that's what our episode is all about, managing the post-election stress. I should add, I'm recording this episode before knowing the results. I thought it was better that way because that way my own emotions wouldn't be coming into this. I hope you'll enjoy the listen. And here you go. In our episode 197, we introduced Rick Hanson, Drew Westen, and Amy Chua, who are all experts in political anxiety. I think we'll look at what they have to say about emotional recovery, and I'll have some other resources in the show notes you might want to check out, including Chris Davis, who has some interesting things to say about beliefs and suffering around this election. Rick Hanson's approach explores how mindfulness techniques can help process disappointment, anger, or anxiety after the election. He encourages us to focus on self-compassion and our emotional resilience, emphasizing that healing is an ongoing process. He provides some tools like taking in the good, which is recognizing small positive moments to help foster peace. A bit more about this concept of taking in the good. It's a practice aimed at helping people internalize positive experiences to counterbalance the brain's natural negativity bias. According to Hanson, the brain is evolutionarily wired to focus more on negative experiences as a survival mechanism, making it easier to remember bad events over positive ones. To counter this, he developed taking in the good as a method of intentionally savoring and embedding positive experiences to cultivate resilience, happiness, and overall well-being. The practice involves three main steps. 1, notice and enrich positive experiences. This begins with actively noticing a positive moment, no matter how small, such as the warmth of sunlight or a sense of accomplishment. Then focus on the experience, allowing it to linger and grow in our awareness. 2, absorb the experience. Imagine the positive feeling sinking into your mind and body, becoming a part of you. Hanson suggests that this step helps encode the positive experience into long-term memory, countering the brain's tendency to overlook good events. 3, we can link positive and negative, and that's holding a positive experience in our mind while being aware of a negative one, helping us to gradually soothe and replace negative memories with positive ones. Hanson's approach is rooted in both neuroscience and mindfulness and is intended to build up an inner strength over time, making it easier to face challenges with a sense of calm and positivity. Drew Westen talks about emotional aftershocks. He says that emotions like anger or fear may persist even after the election. The emotional aftershocks that may come from the feeling of loss if one's political side didn't win. He argues that these emotional aftershocks are deeply tied to the powerful emotions stirred during campaigns, which often capitalize on fear, anger, and identity-based issues to drive voter turnout. And after the election, emotions don't simply disappear. They often persist, leading to ongoing division or even resentment if outcomes disappoint certain groups. Weston suggests that these aftershocks can affect national unity as people process results in different ways that either reinforce or challenge their political identity and the issues that matter to them. This concept can help explain why political tensions tend to remain high even after Election Day, as unresolved emotions continue to shape political sentiment and discourse. This can be something we can all watch for in the coming days. Amy Chua also talks about post-election periods. We may see an entrenched tribalistic divide, and that could appear big time. She suggests several ways to overcome tribalistic divides, and her main strategies focus on fostering empathy, finding common ground, and creating inclusive national identities. Here's a breakdown of her key ideas. 1. Recognize and acknowledge group identities. Chua argues that ignoring group identities in favor of a colorblind or purely individualistic approach can actually exacerbate tribalism. Instead, she advocates for acknowledging the significance of various identities, whether based on ethnicity, religion, or social class. Recognizing these identities openly can foster an environment where people feel respected and less defensive, which helps ease tensions between groups. 2. Empathy and intergroup connections. Chua emphasizes empathy as a powerful tool in bridging divides. She points to examples of communities where groups have intentionally engaged with each other, building relationships across divisions. And you probably heard about that in our last episode. For example, initiatives like cultural exchanges or community events, where people from different backgrounds can interact on a personal level, which can help humanize those we see as the other and reduce stereotypes. 3. Focus on shared goals and national identity. Chua believes that creating a broader, inclusive national identity that resonates with a wide range of groups can help mitigate tribalistic tendencies. By highlighting common values or shared values such as community safety, education, or healthcare access, leaders and community members can cultivate a sense of unity that supersedes group-based divides. 4. Honest and inclusive dialogue. For Chua, overcoming tribalism requires open conversations about privilege, race, and inequality that include multiple perspectives without demonizing any group. She encourages dialogues that allow people to share their experiences and grievances in a way that foster mutual understanding. In summary of today's episode, here are the practical tools each author offers for healing and rebuilding. Hanson. Focus on compassion practices and rebuilding a sense of community and calm. Westen says, encourage emotional regulation in political discourse, using understanding and empathy rather than reactionary anger. And Chua says, promote community engagement and local collaborative efforts. And here's what Yokani would say. 1, do things to take care of yourself right now. It's a tough time for all of us. 2, journal all your feelings and validate exactly how you are feeling. 3, practice gratitude. Like right now, close your eyes for just a second and say one thing you're grateful for. 4, be aware of how others are feeling and give them space to recover if their candidate didn't win. And 5, remember, we can't predict the future. We really don't know how things will turn out in either candidate's presidency. We've been in difficult places before as a country and managed. We have a history of being resilient, full of hopeful, good people, no matter what their party affiliation may be. I'd like to end today's episode with the following poem, The Guest House by Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet and Sufi mystic. This poem, originally written in Persian, uses the metaphor of a guest house to represent human emotions, welcoming all feelings, even the difficult ones, as temporary guests. The piece explores themes of acceptance, mindfulness, and spiritual growth, embodying Rumi's teachings on the value of embracing all aspects of the human experience. Here we go. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Thank you for listening today, and we sure hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a comment wherever you listen to your podcasts, tell a friend about us, or join our public Facebook group, Girl Take the Lead. We also have a YouTube channel where your subscription would be appreciated. Once you're on YouTube, search at Girl Take the Lead. And we've recently expanded to YouTube Music, where you can find a video of this episode. You can also check out our new store on our website, girltaketheleadpod.com/shop, and plan to return to it as we'll update our products monthly. And we have Thanksgiving that we just added. Here are 3 takeaways from our episode. 1, drawing on Rick Hanson's guidance, we can use mindfulness practices like taking in the good to counter negative emotions and cultivate resilience. 2, Drew Westen highlights that election-induced emotions don't simply fade, but can linger as emotional aftershocks. These residual feelings of anger, fear, or disappointment may affect relationships and public discourse. So it's important to be aware of these lingering tensions as people process the election's outcome. 3, according to Amy Chua, overcoming tribal divides involves recognizing diverse identities, fostering empathy, and working on shared community goals. This can be accomplished through local actions and open dialogue, allowing individuals to see each other as allies rather than adversaries, despite differing views. Our next episode will feature a returning guest, Lotta Hamilton. Lotta is a change, leadership, and confidence expert and the creator of the Leading Successful Change program, with the mission to help millennial women carve their own paths for change in career, leadership, and life, and find the confidence and authenticity to truly earn their worth. She has just written a new book, Pioneer Your Career Change. So please join us again as we discuss it together. Talk to you soon. Bye.